The next three prompts come under effects and impacts. The first prompt: explain benefit and harmful effect of the innovation. For benefits, if you have technology that's implanted, it can't get lost or stolen. You don't have to worry about misplaced chargers. It'll be waterproof, drop proof, and actually some technology will be used as keys. On the other side, you're probably going to be a pretty hefty price tag associated with it when it first comes out. And then there's the questions: will the body reject it? What happens if it breaks down in the body? Will it be susceptible to viruses? Will humans be able to catch those viruses? Um, Privacy concerns with hacks, and then the privacy concern of the technology always tracking your every move. So the GPS being there and kind of monitoring everything you do. So quickly, we have a video right here. Local filmmaker Corey discusses his thoughts on wearable implants.
Sort of the logical evolution. Just like the smartphone. First question was, how do we get everything into one device to make everyone's life easier? And now it's like, how do we make it so all of that stuff that we were able to get them at one point is now something that they can never lose? Things that shouldn't be implanted are, the things that pertain to privacy and people being able to have a say.
That brings us to our next prompt. Explain the impact the innovation has had on society, economy, and or culture. The biggest impact has probably been on, from an economic standpoint. There has been a steady growth as you look at this chart over here to the side, from 2010 to right over here where we are in 2016. In the growth pattern for 2016 to 18, from an economic standpoint, sales will it looks like sales are going to actually double. Moving on to D, indicated a field other than computer science where the innovation has impacted or has the impact potential to impact. Describe the impact. So it's kind of weird that we're talking about wearable techs and how it's going to actually lead into medical implants, where it's actually medical implants that have kind of uh, led way to the possibilities of wearable tech going internal. If you look at pacemaker, the first internal pacemaker was introduced in 1958, and then cochlear ear implants have kind of become the norm since 2014. So this wearable tech is already going internal, um, but we kind of look at that as the beginning, and you kind of add on to that the technology that we're talking about, like the fitness bands, smartwatches, phones, headphones, and then we kind of go full circle. We go back to the medical. So over here on the right, we have a grain of rice and the chip that would be implanted. This chip would be used specifically for medical reasons. It would be able to collect information and then transfer it to a doctor. It would eliminate a lot of human error associated with going to visit the doctor. Also, if first responders were to come across somebody that was unresponsive, they'd be able to tap into the technology and find out what happened to the person just before they were found, what biological changes have happened. Um, it could also be programmed, and we're talking like in the extreme. What they're kind of hoping is that something like this would be placed in the body and not only communicate with the doctor, but the doctor could communicate back with it. So if there was some type of change, like all of a sudden we discovered that there were cancer cells Best case scenario is that this chip would then be instructed to destroy those specific cancer cells. So we're talking no more chemotherapy and all the bad that's associated with chemotherapy and radiation treatment for cancer, where this little chip would actually do the job of chemotherapy and radiation.